Hello guys, what is going on? Sai here and welcome back yet again to another Gran Turismo 7 setup video for the channel. Today guys, we've got the Honda Civic Type R EK9 touring car, which in my opinion is quite an overlooked car, but then again it is quite difficult to drive in its default setup. The LSD doesn't make any sense, neither does the suspension setup, and it just understeers, oversteers even though it's a front wheel drive car. If you ever driven in project cars, the Clio Cup cars, it kind of drives like that. It's pretty bad in its default form, but hopefully with this setup you guys will have a little bit more use for this car. And it's actually pretty fast as well. It done a Nürburgring Nordschleife lap time of under 7 minutes with only 359 brake horsepower, so that is something to note there. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So I've got two setups for this particular car. So I've got a maxed out unrestricted setup and I've got a BOP setup, which basically uses the default power and weight that the car comes with, except we changed the tyres to racing hard, which is more suited for this car. So let's have a look at the maxed out setup. So you want to have racing soft tyres equipped, for your suspension fully customizable with 65 body height at the front and 80 at the rear. Anti-roll bar is set to 5 and 4. Damper ratio compression is 32/28. Damper ratio expansion is 45 all around. Natural frequency is 3.50 at the front and 3.80 at the rear. Negative camber angle is 3.5 at the front and 2.0 at the rear. Toe angle is neutral at the front and in 0.20 at the rear. Differential is fully customizable with initial torque at 10, acceleration sensitivity at 25, braking sensitivity at 5. Now moving down to your aerodynamics, you want to have 200 at the front and 200 at the rear. ECU output is at 100% and power output is at 100%. Transmission is fully customizable racing transmission and it's preset to 280 kilometers an hour. That gives it just the right balance. Now moving on to the parts. So for the turbocharger, you have three options. I would avoid the high RPM turbocharger unless you're going for like a top speed run. The low RPM and the medium RPM are your best bets. Looking at the power curvage and torque curvage on there. However, I find the medium RPM to just give it a little bit more edge, especially when you come out of bends. It just gives you that little bit more punch than a low RPM, but the low RPM gives you a little bit better handling. It's kind of weird, but it's just the way it is. So one of these two is your way to go. Intercooler racing, silencer racing, brake system and brake pads both racing, and your brake controller. Now, this is depending on your personal preference and your driving style and the track as well. For really tight technical circuits, I think going to the front is slightly better because it slows the car down a little bit better. Looking at the front weight, front and rear weight balance. But you can also choose to run at rear as well, and it helps to get the car turning, have a little bit more rotation whilst braking into a bend as well. So it's a few things to play around with. I keep it neutral because I just think it's best suited all around. And obviously your flywheel and clutch is on racing as well, which I haven't equipped on there. But yeah, that is it for the setup, guys. Let's go ahead and look at the BOP one. So for the BOP one, not sure why we are running that, but that's probably from the setup. Anyway, so for the BOP one, racing hard tires, 65/80 all around. Everything else stays the same. As you guys can see, initial torque is all the same. I'm not sure why that's changing blue, to be honest. It's quite weird. Power restrictor is at 71%. Top speed a little bit down at 260 because we lose about 100 kilometers an hour. Sorry, 100 bhp, not kilometers. Turbocharger low RPM, non-racing cooler, silencer racing, everything racing, brake balance racing, and obviously your flywheel and clutch racing. So that's it for the setup, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this setup. I'll leave a video of a hot lap around Catalonia to see what this thing can do. Enjoy.